were at the garden center today and they had a Royal Raindrops crabapple tree. And we got it to fit in the back of our car. So we're bringing it home and planting it today. So we got the tree in here by sliding it all the way far forward as we can. And then bringing it back out through the window as we shut the trunk. So now we're gonna have to push it back towards the front of the car, open the trunk, and then bring it back out. We got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going all the way to the ground, but we need to go out a little bit that way. 1, 2, 3. Out more. Okay, that's good. Okay. Ta-da. Right. I'd been thinking about planting a Royal Raindrops crabapple tree right here for the last couple of years. So while I was there, I just went to look and see if they had any, and they did. They had about 10 of them. This one was just the perfect price and the perfect size. So I just had my Suburban with me, no trailer, no husband, but my 13-year-old daughter and I managed to get it in the car. And then when I got home, my 15-year-old daughter helped me get it out. And it's gonna get about 20 feet high and 15 feet wide over the next 20 years, but it's gonna be a really great spring bloomer. It's gonna be really good for my bees, and it really tolerates the type of soil and moisture that we get here in Utah, so it should be a really great addition to our front yard. Spring and fall are actually the best times of year to plant a tree because it gives the roots a chance to get established. If you can plant as soon as your soil is warm enough to work with, but before your tree has opened up any of its buds, it's gonna be a lot less stressful on your tree and easier for it to get established. You can buy your landscape trees and fruit trees in a few different ways. They come in bare root, in pots like this, or sometimes balled up in burlap or in a wire cage. If they come in a wire cage or burlap or however they come, make sure you get all the wire and all the burlap off before you plant it so that your roots are completely free to extend out into the soil. It's really common for trees to come buried a little too deep. So a lot of times the soil will be up above where the trunk flares. You want to make sure that you bury your tree just down here at the bottom of the root collar, below where it flares. Whoa! Okay, we're gonna dig this hole twice as wide as the root ball, and hopefully at just the right depth so that the tree won't sink at all. Yeah.
We cut the grass.
Are you wearing a helmet in case you tip over?
Yep.
The grass is going in here.
And the dirt?
The dirt is gonna go in the wheelbarrow.
Before you bring home a tree from the nursery, do some research so you know the mature size of your tree. Most tree tags will list the size the tree will be in 20 years from the time you plant it. Know the size of your yard and the desired size of your tree before you bring it home, because removing an oversized mature tree is much more expensive than a little tree in a pot at the nursery. If you do some research to make sure your tree will be happy with where you're planting it, you can save yourself a lot of trouble in the future. Nurseries try to sell trees that are suited to your area, but they also sell trees that are popular or frequently requested, even if they are not well suited to your local area.
We're at 10.5. So, mix that together.
Yeah, we're putting the tree in the hole with its bucket on it, just so we can see if it's deep enough or if we need to dig it a little deeper.
Oh, you want to build it up an inch?
Yeah, we might want to.
Look at the ground here and there.
It's probably just right, but why don't we put in a ½ inch of dirt just
You'd
to
rather
make
be
sure.
a ½ inch high than a ½ inch low.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry.
Is that good?
Hold on. As you remove your tree from its pot, wire, cage, or burlap, support the tree as much as possible by the roots, being careful not to lift the tree by the trunk alone. If you lift your tree by the trunk, you may damage the trunk's connection to the roots. Here we're loosening the tree's roots to encourage their growth and to straighten them out. You want to cut or straighten any roots growing in a circle, as these can develop into girdling roots which will eventually choke the tree.
Next spring, maybe.
Fill in the hole.
Good job, Jenny. We got this tree planted just in time. It's about to get dark. We're gonna leave this bamboo support on until at least this fall, maybe for about a year. And during the summer, we're gonna make sure that we water it twice a week for about an hour, wanting to make sure that the soil is soaked about 18 inches deep every time. But right now we're getting enough water that it doesn't need to be watered for quite a while. Hope you enjoyed and hope you get some trees planted this year too.